Pisces, welcome to your reading. We're going to do a Finding Your North Star. Pisces and Pigeon people, because they're all coming into roost, which is lovely as the sun sets on this first of our longest days that I'm recording it on. And in very special astrology, which I don't really understand. I'm going to research more, but I know there's a shift, and I know the eclipse portal is closed yesterday. We're on a new moon today, and I know that Neptune has now got Aries in it, which feels like a very big shift according to all the astrologers, because we're moving into a completely new cycle, one that we haven't had for over 165 years, I think. So it's going to bring new energy. So I thought, let's orientate us. Here you are in the idea of finding your North Star. Going very fast, racing along. Okay, that happened at the beginning of Aquarius's reading as well. Maybe there is that Aryan fast reading. It's interesting. The root skills that you have to support you in this quest are the 9 of Swords. That's interesting. Not what you would expect. What you need to give up, the 3 of Swords. And how do you find your North Star? The Hanged Man. This just came up again. God, we're having some real perspective shifts. This just came up for Aquarius. Maybe you want to watch theirs as well. It might be a link to it. And where it's all leading. Oh, beautiful, the 9 of Pentacles. So exactly like Aquarius, there's a really beautiful energy. Yours is a very much more straightforward. There's less cards, but I really love this, Pisces. So you want to find your North Star when we see you as the Queen of Wands. You are ready to be creative, rule-breaking, witchy. You're ready to embrace all your intuition, be tough as you need to be, optimistic, and oh look, a little seed just landed on me, and it almost looks like isn't that interesting, a little seed. Strange at this time of year. Odd. Okay, so that must mean something, a little seed. So there is a lot of potential here. But the Queen of Wands shows me that you are really ready for it, and you're prepared to be yourself. You're prepared, and you feel quite creative and upbeat about this. This is absolutely lovely energy. What you have to support you in this idea of finding your North Star, the 9 of Swords, it doesn't look very supportive, does it? I think it could mean that you're prepared to look at all the details and face them, and not bury your head in the sand. You're prepared to cross all the T's, dot all the I's, look around and double check things. But it's interesting because in the last reading, the Hanged Woman came up in another deck that I'm going to clarify yours with, and also this card of dreaming. So I'm really interested whether there's something that we're doing collectively to do with nighttime, and I wonder whether that is what it's about. You could even be having bad dreams or be doing dream work that somehow informs you. Or maybe you're doing what I'm doing at the moment, which is going to sleep for a few hours really early, waking up, doing that kind of Stone Age thing of being awake in the middle of the night. And I'm not worrying at the moment. And then going back to sleep. There's something about the middle of the night. It came up for Aquarius, as I said. So I feel like it's such a strong parallel that I've got to mention it. Don't ignore your dreams. They could well have messages in them. And maybe also you're just very intelligent and diligent. I don't know, let's see. It'll probably come out in the clarification. What you need to let go of is, with this 3 of Swords, is absence, delay and separation, waiting. It's the time for waiting is over. It's almost like, I know that feels like it's imposed on us, that absence, delay and separation, but if there's any element of you that's just going along with some sort of delay, it's time now not to accept that. It's also time to give up on any heartbreak, any frustration over those sort of delays and feeling as if you are kept away from your true purpose. Stop that now. How to find your North Star, the Hanged Man. Perspective change. I suspect that over the next few weeks we're all going to go through quite a big perspective change. I suspect that this is when, if astrology is what we think it is, such a big shift in the stars, so many outer planets moving signs, is going to mean that all of us are changing the way we see things quite radically. And this is going to be, particularly to you, how you get there. Now, Odin hangs upside down. He drops a coin from his pocket, which is how he gains enlightenment. It's so beautiful, the halo around his head there. His hands behind his back, his little pointed feet. I think you're quite happy to do that kind of perspective shift. Maybe you're quite used to the nighttime, slightly sort of overblown, fantastical, worrying thoughts. Nobody's encouraging those, I'm really not. But maybe what it means is that you're quite used to sort of slightly trippy thoughts. You're prepared to see things from a completely different perspective, which is incredible. And where it's all leading, the 9 of Pentacles. So 2 9s, a 9 of worry that leads in a way, because it's your root skill, to this resplendent 9 where you are actually in your beautiful garden. You've got all those pentacles at your disposal. You're very good, you're very, very self-sufficient, you're good at something, and you've tamed this falcon who can go off and find incredible insights and then come back to you. It's really lovely. Let's cap it with an Enchanted Forest tarot card. Oh my goodness, another Hanged Man. That's 2 hanged men in 2 readings and now a third. So 2 in your reading. This is really, really being emphasised. So let's read from the book. That's incredible. Suspension. I'm sure we're all doing this. I'm sure there's something about this astrology and the times that we're in. Here we go. Suspension. So, meaning at a glance: initiation, a new point of view, surrender, mystical messages, a retreat from daily life, heeding an inner call. Definitely heeding an inner call, definitely surrender and a retreat for life. In an ancient pine in a remote part of the forest, a sorcerer hangs suspended in amber. Though his body is caught in stasis, he is alive and his consciousness roams freely through many worlds. In his prescience, the sorcerer foresaw that deeper wisdom would be needed if he was to help the world in hard times to come. The normal passage of time was too swift for him to learn all he wished to learn, so he created a pocket of timelessness in the heart of the pine and stepped into it of his own volition. As the enchanted sap flowed warmly around his mortal form, the sorcerer felt himself rotating, released from gravity's grip. When the amber had solidified, the sorcerer was head downward, like an infant in the womb. In the proper time, he will release himself from this chamber of deepening and emerge reborn. A chamber of deepening. Maybe that is a bit like nighttime. Suspension signifies a time of surrender to a higher purpose. There are times for action and there are times when it's best to stay still and deep in wisdom. Your soul is ready for its next stage of growth. This may involve a sacrifice of worldly ambitions or well-laid plans. And then it says a closer look. The dragonfly, which we can see there, is a symbol of change and self-realization. The presence of a dragonfly in the sorcerer's amber cocoon is an affirmation that he is on the right track in his pursuit of wisdom. God, huge perspective changes. I'm so interested in that, and I think it is for all of us. I suspect there's going to be a lot of this going on in the readings this week. Certainly check out Aquarius, 3 of Rivers, from the Shining Tribe deck. That's a very happy one, and I don't think it is the 3 of, let's just see if it's the 3 of Swords, but it's another 3, so we've got 2 9s, 2 3s, 3 of Rivers. Harmony, friendship, love, both romantic and spiritual. People who in some way join their lifeblood. Very deep bonds between people. Recognition of mystery in ordinary experience. Another, I think it's about the mystery. I think that's what it's about. This card symbolically explores the spiritual meaning of an essential female experience, menstruation. Its meaning, however, reaches beyond the specific subject to the idea of deep harmony between people, men as well as women. It carries special meaning for a spiritual work that people do together, in particular in ritual. Well, look, you're doing something together already with Aquarius. I suspect there's a collective change. I suspect because Aquarius also had a card of dreaming. It was the 6 of Rivers. And you've got this card of nighttime. I think people are doing something at night. How incredible. Each triangle, this card represents any situation in which people share deep emotion and act in harmony. It recalls ancient cultural practices of sharing blood to acknowledge deep bonds between people. If the card appears in a reading to lovers or two people in any close relationship, then the outer streams signify the two people, and the middle, the presence of the third, the divine energy they've created together. Many times I've seen this card appear in readings done to help prepare for ritual. It calls forth the ritual's inner beauty and power. I wonder whether there is some ritual that we could all be doing. I'm going to look into that at this time of change. Certainly we know lots of people are challenged at the moment. I don't know if you are, but it's very strange times we're living in, and our concepts of ourselves are changing so quickly. Let's have another comment from the rider Waite. Yeah, judgment. We're waking up. We're waking up from this sleep. Maybe that's what it's talking about. There's a sleep we're all waking up from. And is it this sleep where we're sort of consuming a lot, watching a lot, not creating? Is it the sleep which you would feel... It's definitely an epiphany, isn't it? It's incredible that you would feel if some big revelation or paradigm change is coming. And yeah, then another three, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I think what the cards are saying is collectively we're waking up. The Three of Pentacles is about working in cooperation with other people. We are waking up now to something collectively that might be coming through dreams, that might be something you've dreamed about, that might be something deep from our unconscious sleep states. It might represent waking up from a kind of collective dream. There's an epiphany and there is a change of perspective, and it's a big one, with the Hangman arriving 3 times in 2 readings and twice in yours. So this is really exciting. Let's watch this space. Thank you for turning up, and see you again.